Hey guys, welcome back. It's been a while since I've done a foundation review and wear test, so I'm excited to be back and doing another one on a newer foundation that I have been really enjoying. Today I'm gonna apply the foundation with you guys, and then I'll do a few check-ins throughout the day to see how it's wearing and to give you some final thoughts about wearing it all day long. Today's foundation is from Urban Decay. This is their Face Bond foundation. If you like these videos, make sure to subscribe. I have a whole playlist on all the foundations I've already reviewed, and I hope you stick around for more videos I upload every week. So let's dive into the foundation review. Okay guys, so the first thing I like to do is just read a little bit about the foundation. I did purchase this at Sephora, I'm pretty sure, although I think they have it at Sephora and Ulta. So right now on Sephora it is $40 and you get 1 fluid ounce, which is typical for a standard foundation. I have it in the shade 13 light medium cool olive, and it looks like they have 40 shade ranges at Sephora, which that is pretty good. So medium coverage, says it's good for dark spots, acne, blemishes, redness, non-comedogenic, and it's a matte finish. It says it's a lightweight, waterproof foundation with skincare benefits of a serum and a self-setting powder for blurring effect in a medium coverage matte finish. So apparently this is supposed to be self-setting, that you don't have to use powder. Good for normal, combination, and oily skin. So it doesn't say dry skin, so I do have some thoughts about that. 3% niacinamide, improves skin texture, feel after 4 weeks. It's cruelty-free, love that. So its self-setting powder reduces shine for a blurring, natural matte, smudge-resistant finish. That sounds pretty good to me. On Sephora, it got 2.4K reviews, and it looks like it has a 4.4 rating, which is pretty high up there. One thing I do want to note about this, I love this packaging. It makes me so happy. First of all, it's plastic, and it's small, and it's super thin. Great for traveling, definitely great for traveling, and it also is great if you don't have a lot of storage room at home. I think that this packaging is awesome. And then this is supposed to be their new kind of patent pending applicator, which I absolutely love. It's no mess. You just apply it where you want it, and there is no mess, no dropper mess, no like leakage. I absolutely love this packaging. It is amazing. So that just gives it an A+ for me right off the bat. All right, if you're new to my channel, I do have acne prone skin, and it was really dry when I was on a lot of acne medications. Now I'm coming off a few, so my skin is transitioning back to being more on the oily side. Right now I'm a little combo. It's winter time. I still get some dry areas, or if I'm using a lot of acne products, I will have some dry spots, but I think right now it's leaning a little bit more towards combination. So I'm going to apply this foundation with you guys. One side, I am not going to set it with any powder. I'll just set like my under eye after concealer, and the other side I'll do like my normal makeup routine where I set my whole face with powder, and then that way we can give you guys a good comparison to see if it truly doesn't need to be set with any powder. I will have to say, if you have really dry skin, I don't know if you will love this. I know on days where my skin's been drier and I haven't prepped it enough, the application wasn't always the best, and I feel like this got a little patchy. So just be mindful, if you do have really dry skin, you're really gonna have to prep your skin with a lot of moisture and maybe even a hydrating primer to really help this apply nicely. So I don't really apply foundations anymore with a sponge. I mainly use brushes now, unless a particular foundation is better with a sponge, but lately I am just a brush girl. But I think I'm still gonna apply one side with a brush and one side with a sponge so you guys can see, and then I'll kind of balance it out. All right, I just wet my sponge. Fixed my hair because it's kind of a mess today, sorry about that. Nothing on my skin except for my skincare, which is just like a moisturizer and an under eye cream. I'm going through a lot of breakouts right now, so this is going to be a good test. I'm going to do this side first. I'm going to use a brush. I just love that application. It's just so nice. You can put it precisely, put it where you want it. Alright guys, so here is one side with the brush. So very skin-like. Covered up a lot of the redness. Doesn't look too matte or cakey. Some blemishes are kind of peeking through, but I'm having a really bad skin day, so I might just try to build it up. Let's try to build it up a little bit, just some up here and right here where I have a lot of blemishes. Patting it into the skin, but you can see it's already setting itself. So you do have to kind of work with it quickly, but it's already setting. It does have a blurring effect. My pores do look minimized. And here's this side. A lot of redness, a lot of texture. This looks a lot more smoother, a lot more evened out. Looks pretty good. All right, I'm gonna do this side with a sponge. Haven't used a sponge of this product, so we'll see how it goes. All right, and here's the side with the sponge. Obviously it shears it out more, but it did seem easier to apply. Like it was easier to kind of like disperse the product, obviously because it's a damp sponge, but definitely sheared out the coverage. So my preferred method is definitely the brush, just because it does give me more of that medium blurring coverage. So I'm just gonna build it up, try to cover more of the redness and my blemishes with another layer and go back in with the brush. The sponge would be a good option if you have maybe like super dry skin. So yeah, once it starts setting, I feel like it's not gonna budge, so you definitely have to blend it out pretty fast. It's looking pretty good. Very smoothing, covered a lot of the redness. Does give a blurring effect, and it's definitely, this side definitely is set. This side's setting down now, so it's a little tacky, but then once it sets down, it's nice and soft and dry. I'm gonna zoom you guys in so we get a close-up look. All right, so here we are up nice and close. Here's one side. And here is the other side. It's not settling in any of the lines. Looks good on the side of the nose. Pores look pretty minimized. I mean, you can still see them up and close, but other than that, I think it looks really, really nice. All right, guys, so I am gonna apply my makeup and then I'll pop back on here to show you guys what it all looks like all said and done, and then I'll do a few check-ins throughout the day. So I'll see you in a bit. All right, guys, I'm back. I forgot to tell you that it was around 1:30 when I had that foundation finally on. And I forgot to tell you, this side I did not powder at all. The only place I powdered was right under my eye to set my under eye concealer and a little on my eyelid, but that is it. I didn't powder anything over here. This side I did powder. So we can kind of see the comparison. You can see a lot of glow on my cheek and up here, which is fine. It looks very natural and pretty. Like, it's not like it's oily, it's just glow. And then over here where I powdered, it's definitely a lot more minimized. There's a lot less glow, a lot less shine, and my texture is more minimized from the powder. Again, this foundation I really like because of the soft blurring effect and smoothing effect, but it still looks not too cakey, not too foundation-y. It still kind of looks a little like skin, which I really, really like. And I like how the day goes on, which you guys will see how it looks on my skin. Very natural, very pretty. I haven't worn it without setting it, so I'm really curious to see how this area does. Here I didn't powder at all either. Yeah, I'm curious to see how it does throughout the day. I will check back in a few hours and give you guys an update, and then I'll do another one later on. So I'll see you in a bit. All right, guys, I am back. It's been about an hour and a half. So I want to do a check-in now just because I am headed out the door and I'll be gone for a few hours. So I just kind of want to give you a sooner update than later. Nothing's really changed. Maybe a little glow. Again, this is the non-powdered side, but a little shine, glow. I mean, it's not really oily. This side still looks way more mattified, but obviously because I powdered. But as long as this side doesn't get like super oily and slick because I didn't powder because of its self-setting powder formula, then that would be a really good sign that it is self-setting. And if you have super dry skin, you wouldn't have to set. Maybe just like your under eye concealer like I did. So that would be a really nice option for you if you don't like to use powders all over your face. That might make this like a one-of-a-kind product because I've never really heard of a foundation self-setting itself. I'm not going to zoom you guys in on this one just because nothing looks different, to be honest. So, alright guys, so I'll probably be back in a few hours to give you a real full-on update to see how we're doing and show you what it's looking like after a couple hours. So, I'll be back in a bit. Hey guys, welcome back. So, it is now 8:20, so this will probably be my final check-in just because I'm pretty exhausted from the day. So it's been about 7 hours, which I think is a pretty good wear test. Both sides are looking actually really, really good. So again, this is the side I powdered. There's not a lot of glow coming through. Like just here on my cheek area, maybe a little up here. Makeup still held on. Obviously this didn't stay covered, but that's okay. And then this is the side we did not powder. So I definitely have like a lot more glow. The center of my face, a lot more like up here. But I mean, for being 7 hours, that is pretty dang good. I'm gonna zoom you guys in so we can see a close-up look. Okay, we are up close and personal. Let's first look at everything. My chin, there's a little bit wearing off, but I was kind of laying on my hand and I ate some food, so it's actually not too bad, just a little bit there. Around my lip and nose area, it's still looking really good. There's no cracking or bunching up. Well, it still looks pretty good on the sides. And you know what? Nothing really settled in my fine lines on my forehead. They're pretty deep and usually they do, but I mean, that's looking pretty good. Powder side again, and the non-powdered side. Coverage on my scars on my chin area, there's still a good amount of coverage. I mean, they're not fully covered like they were in the beginning, but they're still looking pretty good. Yeah, just a little glow in my T-zone area, but overall it's looking pretty good. Alright guys, so final thoughts on this foundation. Based off my previous experience with this and how today went, I just love the coverage it gives. It's like very soft and blurring, but it doesn't look too cakey, doesn't look too foundation-y. Still kind of looks like your skin, maybe a little more blurred. But the wear power is great, I think, and it works great for my combo skin. I mean, I think the powder side definitely stayed a little more mattified than the non-powdered side, but I think this might be a great option if you have dry skin and you do not like to use powder products. I would say give this a go. You probably don't even need to set anything with powder. I just did my under eye and I still am looking pretty good after 7 hours. So I think if you do have dry skin, maybe you can get away with using this and not having to powder. I think you have a combo oily skin, you might still want to powder if you like that more mattified look. Like I could definitely touch up, but I think it is a great foundation. I mean, I love the packaging, I love the applicator, and I just like the coverage and how it applies, and makeup works great on top of it. I just think it's a really good, solid foundation, and I've really enjoyed using it. I think it's kind of one of those foundations that it's kind of its own. Like I feel like there's not that many foundations out there where that can set itself and have like a powdery feel. So I think that's really, really cool, and I'm just really, really impressed with this foundation. So again guys, thank you so much for watching, and if you like these videos, make sure to hit subscribe so you can stay up to date when I upload next. Upload a new video every week, all things beauty, and I have a whole playlist on foundations I've already reviewed. I can link that up there. And then if you have any foundations that you guys want me to try out and review and wear test, let me know down below. I'd be happy to do that for you guys. And again, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.